Hello Libra, welcome back to my channel The Vibes Inside. I am Mariana and I'm here with your next reading ready here for you. I have been pre-shuffling the cards and these are the cards that are on the table. Well, I feel like often for you Libra, because you represent the scales, right? Like it's always about balance. It's always about finding that harmony, harmonizing your life as most as possible between the very good and the very bad, right? To have some kind of maybe a middle ground. I think that well, Libra, ruled by Venus, right? I remember a saying from a friend of mine who was a Libra, or is a Libra, and she said, like, one of the things that she really loves the most is falling in love. Like, the feeling of being in love is so enticing and so seductive, right? To her mind or to her brain or to her Venus, right? This is where she feels ultimately Venus-like, I think. And that is like you could say, one of the scales that are very seductive and alluring. It calls for you, calls, all your vanity, everything in you that kind of, when you are in love, this is the ultimate beauty feeling, right? It's the ultimate love feeling. But then I also know that we, Libras, they tend to also get the experience of the opposite. Like, so when there are high highs, there are also low lows, right? And this is the constant thing about you, Libra, I think. Like, there can be high highs, but also very low lows. Like, that is the constant opposite that you navigate in. And for some reason I feel like there's this need to maybe find a balance in between somehow, where maybe the high highs are actually not that good, and the low lows are definitely not that good, because it's so confusing to your brain, right? That once you at some point you have all these endorphins and all these like happiness hormones floating through your brain, and then you have these other opposite chemicals floating through your brain, right? It's a very, I feel like actually it stresses the brain a lot. It stresses the body, it stresses the brain with these ups, highs and lows. So an attempt to have something that is more in the middle could maybe be a better choice. When I was shuffling, I had from this deck I had the Change Your Life card show itself, and from this deck I had the Angel of Love show itself. So, well, change your life, yeah. So in what way? And for some reason I feel like there could be something about these high and lows. I understand how seductive the high can be, right? I really do. Like, this can be, because it satisfies such a longing for unconditional love, right? This falling in love, being in love, where you float on these rosy clouds, right? And everything is beautiful, everything is good, everything is just beautiful and lovey-dovey, and there's nothing wrong in the world, right? And this person is just the most, like, it's the answer to your dreams, right? It's everything, right? And that is, and that state of being in love, some say you are actually kind of in I wouldn't say a crazy state, but it's not a normal, rational state for the mind to be in. But it's I get it, it's seductive to be there, right? Who wouldn't want to be in love all the time somehow and only have that experience? That would be, it's blissful, right? It's that, it's like being in Eden. This is the paradise Eden, right? It's like being in paradise. Who wouldn't want to be in paradise? That's the high of life on earth, that feeling. But then there can be the lows when you fall out of love again, when you realize that this was just a state that you're in, and then everyday life takes over and you wake up again from this seductive falling in love state. Then you realize some other stuff that is maybe not paradise, or you are not satisfied with, or where there's a disappointment or something. So there are these like balances, and I get relationship here, I get love relationship, romantic relationship, maybe, even, I want to say romantic relationships here. I don't feel like parents or siblings. This is a romance thing. It is a romance thing, for being in love with romance, being in love with the fantasy, the dream of something. But then also, like suddenly, and this in that state, this person is, everything they do is perfect. Everything they say, everything they do, it's perfect. Until it suddenly is not. And then you tip to the other one, right? And this flipping back and forth is confusing to your brain, I think. Confusing to your heart, your body. The mind controls, you could say, the body responses. So when you feel all high up in this seduced love state, your body relaxes, it's open, it's receptive, it trusts what you are saying to it. And then suddenly you shift over to the other side, and now you have to be on guard, you have to, like, maybe you're a bit anxious, you can't trust, you put walls up again, right? So the body is in like a shifting mode here, if this resonates for you. If you feel like you are a person where this is happening all the time, right? You fall in love with someone and it's gorgeous. But then suddenly they disappoint you in some way, and then you flip to the other side. And maybe you talk to them, right? You are an air sign. You will tell them that they are no longer fitting. They no longer, they cannot keep you in this lovey-dovey state. That now they are changing something so that you can no longer stay here. You will be drawn back to the middle, you could say, more back to the center state, and even to the other side, where you now become cautious, or you are disappointed, maybe a bit bitter, or all these kinds of thoughts or feelings from trusting them utterly and openly, to guarding yourself, being angry, maybe like blocking them, cutting everything off with them. So from one end to another end, right? As like one opposite to another, and this is it can stress your body, your mind, because they are so different signals here. So this is what I have like initially for your reading here. I want to say it's also a way of keeping you occupied. Like a spin of high and low and high and low. And like you get the high, we want more of that. Then eventually you experience the low. To get out of the low, you want a new high. So maybe you date again, right? Maybe you are online again on dating apps. And because you want to get out of this state, this is a terrible state. So you want to get out of it. So you go online again, you look for a new date. Maybe you find someone new and you shift from this place to another place again. To then eventually, like it's a very occupied high and low. It's like an addiction. It's like an addiction more than it's about love. It's the hormones. It's a chemical thing in your body, how the hormones react in your brain. That is what you're activating here, more than a more constant state of inner connection and self-care or self-love. And another thing that this also requires is an outer person, like it's an external person that is in charge of your inner spin, you can say. An external person now becomes in charge of your inner spin. Do you see that? How much power there is on someone. Someone out there has the power to make you feel either this or this. And feeling the need to have someone. Here or like mostly here, right? But it may end up here. And then it's like you spin right back for the high. It's a bit like an addiction. If you are in a spin like that, like a constant spin, needing validation, attention, all this stuff, that's what is happening in the crush phase when we fall in love with someone, when we have a crush on someone. The validation, the adoration, the laughing, the smiles, the seduction, the flirting, the playfulness, the openness, the beauty, the bliss is here, right? And it's very, very seductive to the brain. And we would like it to stay that way. Like that is paradise. That is the Garden of Eden. This is the perfect connection. And we would like to stay there all the time. A symbiotic flow of just loving exchange. But it's just like, and I'm really not into like sugarcoating stuff. Like I just tell it what it is. It's a chemical reaction in your brain. It has nothing to do with love necessarily. It's an addiction. And it's highly, like seductive. Like the chemicals that come here are, I believe they are just as addictive as heroin. Like it's we say, I believe there is a study about that sugar is just as addictive as heroin is. And isn't this a sense of sugar? Isn't this kind of sweet and alluring and nice and tastes well and is it's like tasting a sweet over here, right? It's a candy. It's like a candy. It's that's what it is. I know there are emotions and energy exchange and sex and sensuality and sexuality and everything involved in this. It's energy exchange. And it has that vibe to it. It's highly seductive. So I get it. I understand. It's just necessarily not something that has anything to do with love. Like reciprocated, devoted, loyal love. It looks more like a quick fix. It looks like a... And when we are in a quick fix state, we are not necessarily... we don't think long term. Like we come from a very bad position and we want something that quickly changes it. So sometimes what we choose to go by is attraction, sex, fire, sensuality, flirting, playing. And I think it's a natural response. It's like when a child plays. You know, a child can sit with their homework, which may sometimes it can maybe be a fun homework. Sometimes it may feel like a chore, like something you have to do, but you don't enjoy it. And then you go play, right? Because what happens when you go play? Something else happens in your brain. There's a sense of freedom. There's a sense of reciprocation. Like if you have a good friend you play with, then there's this interaction that is easy and free flowing, and it's every time you put some energy in, they also do. So it gets to be this dynamic exchange of energy that is lighthearted and fun and enjoyable, and we laugh here. We understand each other. We are at the same wavelength. It's like we fit, right? And we want that. Like that is one of the ultimate beautiful expressions of human interaction. That is a place of comfort. But sometimes what happens if we use attraction and sex and whether someone is looking hot and feisty and everything, what happens when sex is the key or the tool to hook up with someone is that what you are, like the sex approach is about opposites. Like this is typically we say opposites attract. The reason why they attract is because it has to do with your shadow side. A part of you that you have not awakened to. A part of you haven't integrated with yourself. The opposite person, the person you get attracted to sexually has that. Usually. In some way. They have this. So we get attracted to them sexually. So this is a fire exchange. Like this has to do with, you could say, exchange of fire. So we can have power struggles here. We can have the exchange of fire. Fire is everything from like extreme, you could say, confidence and power, to frustration, anger, and rage. So like from extreme levels of confidence, bravery, fierceness, you have this other side as well. So when you exchange your fire with each other, it's like seeking a bit of this other person's fire, right? So if you are someone who feels like you may not have impact in the world, and you meet up with someone who's very confident and very like strong-headed, and so when you intertwine, it's like lending a bit of that energy, right? The other one, you know, they may seek a bit of humility. They may seek like a different aspect of passion from you, which they can see in you. So to have that, like when you exchange, it's like you lend each other a bit of each other's energy, you could say. For the women, I want to say there's another aspect, because they are a receiver of a seed. They are a receiver of energy. So there can be something about becoming mindful of what you are receiving from this other person here. What are the dynamics in this sexual game here? This is just my thing. It's what I believe in, right? I believe there's a lot of fire exchange going on in sexual energy. It's extremely potent. Like it can create new life. The woman by herself cannot create new life. The man by himself cannot create new life. But together, like what they put in motion here has like, it is life force exchange. Both of you have life force. It's just when this interaction happens, it has the potency of creating a new life, which is quite profound. Because you can't do it alone, right? You yourself cannot do it alone. But still the exchange, like the exchange here is, and the intentions, like what are the intentions of hooking up with this person? Is it to get the high of something? To feel this adoration, to feel like it's because suddenly someone looks at you through a certain lens. They project stuff on you, like how beautiful you are, how perfect you are, and we love that, right? We love all this adoration, all this confirmation, right? Especially if we are doubting it ourselves, right? We want more of it. We want it to continue. And if someone is looking at you, gifting you with things, you know, like holding your hand, you have the most profound talks, you have the most profound sex maybe. It's all this glamorous bubble, right? Who wouldn't want that as a Venus sign? Like that would be perfect for Venus, right? But this world doesn't consist of Venus energies only, right? There are Venus energies here, but there are also many other kinds of energies here. This is not a Venus world. Astrologers, New Age people, certain gurus talk about this new age coming in with the rise of the feminine, so maybe more Venus is coming, right? But it's not here yet. We don't have a Lemurian age here yet. It's not that profound yet. It's to be found, but you will also find a lot of other things here. It's not ideal in your world. This is not a romance world. And of course you know that, right? You're quite clever, Libra, right? It's of course you know this, but I think that Libra, you are on one side you're quite clever, right? And on the other side you're also quite emotionally ruled, actually. So there can be this clinch of rationality and emotion that you are also constantly, like navigating. So what else? Is there more here? There's something about respect. Something about I feel like, Libra, you have certain boundaries, and it's like when someone crosses those boundaries, it's like they're out. It's a sometimes I believe that Libra can be quite black and white thinkers. It's like when we are in the zone, everything is perfect, and I'm happy. But when we are not in this zone, it's like this is the coldest shoulder you can ever meet, right? From a person. You can be hot, and then from one day to another, if something specific happens, it's like the coldest shoulder and sword in the world shoves you out. That's how Libra can, and you can come across like that sometimes. And this can be also, well, maybe it's, as I said, it can be confusion to yourself to navigate these very opposite energies, but it can also be confusing to those around you. That one day you are hit with them, and the next day you are out, and you may not even know why. So this is some of the things. You have a high, like a level of respect that has to be honored, I feel like, and if it's not honored in the precisely the way you want it, it's like then you can literally cut them and shove them out of the door. Block them, any social media, anything. Blocking communication, not answering the phone. It's like totally shoving them out. And this can be a bit confusing for other people sometimes. I think it can be for you too. But you are a sign that comes right after Virgo. And for Virgo, I always say that Virgo has these very high levels, the highest octave. I always talk about that with Virgo. And you're right after. It's like you somehow have some of these standards as well. That's why you prefer the romance state. Like this is how you want to be treated. This is how you want to be the queen. Always. So when this starts to deteriorate, or when this starts to kind of blur out, it's more difficult for you to, like, you want it back, right? You want to get that partner to kind of give it back to you. And you may be able to stay in a relationship, where at least at the weekends you somehow get a little bit of this back. But eventually, if this is deteriorating totally, and this is once a month, or where you feel now he's really present, now he's there, now I feel him, now we have it back, this becomes too little. Eventually you will need to cut, and then when you cut, it's like you out of the door, right? It becomes very, very subtle, very strict, very non-negotiable. This is where we get the judge, where you come in as the judge, right? The judgment card in tarot is a Libra card. And we see always like the judge standing in the middle and of these two scales here. It's like enough is enough. And this is how your voice is going to be. Like you will stand in a place where you have now called a judgment on something, and it's non-negotiable. That's just how it is. Like if you double cross a Libra in some way, and they don't feel validated enough anymore, and they call the judgment, it's non-negotiable. I don't know if you Libras, let's say a year passes and you think about that person again, if you can change your mind. But in that moment, you're not changing your mind. It's very strict. It's like a Supreme Court judge gives a ruling. And because it's the Supreme Court judge, there is no argument. There is nothing to do about it. You can't take it to any other court. It's final, right? That's how it is. That's how I see Libras. And I think that these romantic relationships, it's tough. Like you would prefer the Venus part to just stay and continue. Being that Empress in there, right? That would be perfect for you. Your perfect environment. But it's not necessarily how it is in the world. You know that? Of course you do. But there's still maybe this hope, right? There's still this longing, this need somehow to go back to this beautiful place. I think it's because, you become more feminine here. If you are a woman Libra here, right? You become very feminine here. And being in that very feminine state, like you love this. Like you love this openness and receptivity. You love this, that you can, that the man can show you off somehow, right? Being very into, fashion and makeup and luxury and it's being, it's like heaven, I think, for you. It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful place. Having someone around you that just kind of is, and being treated like that Empress, like that Queen, right? Loving the attention, loving maybe the gifts, the travels, the fine dining, And you get to wear your best outfit. You get to wear your fashion clothes. You get to wear your high heels. You get to have your nails done. You have to, like this very feminine aspect of like beauty. Everything that has to be like being beauty, and you glow up, right? Like when someone puts that attention on you, it's like you glow. Like a Libra in love is ultrally seductive. So beautiful, right? I think this goes for men as well. Loving that connection. So let me know if you agree with this, Libra, right? Let's have a look here, what's on the table. So I start with the center card. The center card is always, you could say, important, the theme of the reading, the thing you are currently maybe dealing with or looking at or interested in. Okay, so I have Ace of Gabriel, a gift of passion, opportunity and inspiration, the change to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. So we have Ace of Fire here, Ace of Wands, a new passionate beginning, new fiery hot, maybe sexual, sensual, maybe lustful, beginning of something here. So maybe you're looking for something feisty, new, passionate, hot here. Maybe you are in a beginning. Maybe you've met someone, right? This can be a boost of confidence also. This is like an Ace of Wands, I would say, is always a boost. It's a boost of something, a boost of sensuality, a boost of sexuality. Like maybe you have a new relationship. Suddenly there's activity, right? There's activity here. There's forward-moving drive. There could be confidence. There's a go-getter energy. Someone has go-getter energy towards you, right? They could be pursuing you. You know that could be. It could be an inner feeling of a boost of confidence, a boost of inspiration, a boost of like forward-moving push, like an inspiration to take certain steps, to invest in something, to do something, to go for something, something like that. That is the Ace of Gabriel, a new one. This is new, right? A new feeling of confidence, a sense of glow up. That could also be the fire here, a sense of glow up, a sense of maybe being passionate about something, having a new idea about something, being very consumed in this new idea, this new passion, this new, and glowing from that, right? Let me have at the bottom of the deck here for this, maybe a little more about the direction here. Yeah, look at this. The Lovers here, of course. There is someone here. There's someone in your life, someone here who is very, again, this is a romance, right? This is the reason. Make choices from your heart. Deep emotional commitments, the power of love here. There could be something again, we have Mercury retrograde. Maybe you meet someone from the past here again. Maybe someone is coming back, something. Well, it could be a rekindling of like a hobby. Let's say you like horseback riding. And it's not just horseback riding, it's the connection with your horse. It's the intertwining energy between you and this ultrally devoted and you could say being. Like the being of the horse is sensitive, it feels you, it tunes in on you, it follows your lead. It's and that interaction, maybe and that's why I say something or some other. Could be someone, like a person, of course, but it could be something else also, that because of and maybe Mercury retrograde is helping you here, right? Mercury is an air sign, is an air element also. Like maybe you meet someone again here, or you remember something. This can be a memory also, a memory of someone, of something, and what you shared, right? What you shared here. What you shared. Like this is a heart connection, a heart coherence. Again, this, as I said in the beginning, like children playing, there is this, it's an intertwining energy of like a heart coherence. You get each other, right? You understand each other. You know each other. You have chosen each other. It's a comfort zone. It works. Right? The swing between you is good, right? It's very good. He has her in his arms here, right? There's a sense of belonging and being safe and connected, and everything here, right? Maybe there is a, like an inspiration to rekindle something here. Maybe a confidence to maybe, reach out to someone, or someone is reaching out to you here to rekindle something, to open up again. It doesn't have to be someone from the past, but with Mercury retrograding, it could be someone or something, some other energy here that is and it's important, I think. It has an important touch to it. The Lovers, we say this is the card of the ultimate romance, right? This is where you find this other person that is, you just fit, you fit with each other, right? You swing with each other. It's a perfect swing. And maybe you want to take action on something here, or you feel the urge, like the fire here is typically, it's an urge. It's masculine. It wants to do something. It wants to call, text, show up, write that letter, invite someone. It's a feeling of starting something. Something like that with something here. As an underlying energy, this can also talk about, because it's a driver card. And when this is a driver, it means that you could have met someone in your life, and because they are in your life, you just have this glow up. It's like you, as I said, this is what you see in Libras, right? So obviously, that when Libras are surrounded by something here that adores them and loves them in the right way, Libras glow up, like they become this glowing feminine energy. It's gorgeous, right? That could be what this is. It's like a glow up. It's like, from a candle not being lit till you light it. It changes everything, right? An unlit candle is not the same as a lit one. This can maybe even talk about, like the symbol of a light ball. The symbol of a light ball is when there is no light, it's just dark, right? And when it's switched on, it could be this feeling of like epiphany. Suddenly there's a light. Suddenly you see things. Suddenly there's a clear thought, or an epiphany. Something. This could be the feeling of like a light ball about someone, perhaps. Because this is a driver card, this can also talk about, maybe you've had a focus on what love is. What does this really mean? What is this exactly? What are the characteristics of real, connected, long-term partnership and love? What do I want to feel with my lover? How do I want to feel? What do I expect from them? What are they like, right? Of course, you can look at what they look like, how you want them to look, but also how they are. What characteristics, what features, what makes you feel loved? What is it that they are supposed to do or say or always have in mind with you, right? What is that exactly? Maybe you have been on a journey trying to figure this out. So that you get the right person, right? So that you start to put have your antenna looking, like your antenna has to vibe with the right one. And because you've had your focus on this is now you have a different glow perhaps. You have a different magnetism. Maybe you've changed your vibration in some way here. So the new one that you may meet up with it's different. Like this can be a new, hot, feisty experience. Yes, of course it can. And maybe you are in a repeating pattern. I don't know yet. Or you have thought about this. Maybe you've thought about this, right? Again, depending on whether you've had many of these back and forth experiences, and you're kind of wondering, why is it that in the beginning it's so marvelous and so gorgeous, and then it shifts and I have this really terrible feeling, right? And I just want to get it back. Why can't it just stay here, right? What does it take for something to stay there? How can I somehow keep this bubble up? Maybe this is an internal thing. Maybe you have figured something out. Usually, again, as I said, we get attracted to someone who has a part of our shadow in them. But in them, it's not a shadow, it's visible. They show it where you're hiding it, and vice versa. So it means that when you sexually get attracted to each other, it's because you are a match of each other's opposite. So what is visible is each other's opposite, but your shadows are also each other's opposite. That's why the attraction is there. It's because if you have sex with each other, there is an exchange, right? Because somehow we long to be connected with this other part of us that is somehow hidden. But because they are our opposite, we cannot expect them to be our comfort zone. They talk differently, they may, they have different opinions, that they are our opposite. They talk differently, they have different opinions, they express themselves differently, they have different values perhaps, they, at least that's what they express. And sometimes it's difficult to always be aligned with an opposite. Like the attraction is there, the sex is there, it's hot, it's feisty, it feels so great to connect with them sexually. But then after, there can be this, suddenly they have totally different priorities. They may not prioritize you as you thought they should. Because they are literally your opposite. They are not like you. You want them to be, but they are not. They are not like you. But if you find someone who is more like you, it's a different experience. It's more like, as I said, the children playing with each other. They have chosen each other. Because of the interaction they have, not sex. It's not like that, right? They choose each other because of the interaction they have, the play they have, or the quiet they have. Sometimes children are very active, sometimes they're very quiet together, right? So that could be like maybe you've been researching, right? What is it actually I need from a partner? Who would be my true love here? Who would that be? How do I want them to be? What are their characteristics, as I said? Because it seems like I have been in a spin of this on, off, and it's tiring. I would like to find someone with whom I can find this true sense of like reciprocal devotion, maybe reciprocal fire, reciprocal loyalty, or reciprocal interests. Like you need to have the same values, you need to have the same, otherwise you will not be prioritizing each other, right? There's something about that here. And as this is a driver, it could be that you have been examining this. Or at least that would maybe be my advice, maybe to examine this, so that the new beginning you're looking for here is really a new beginning of opportunities. And glow up, right? Glow up. I really get glow up from this, like a shine. Like the candle is now lit, right? The life force is on, right? Sometimes I feel like a feminine energy is more comfortable with actually showing herself if there is, like the man is like a container, right? This is the protective field around us as women. If there is no man, it's like you have to keep your fire a bit in, because you have to be the man also at the same time. You know, like you have to be a protective mechanism. You cannot flow in your Venusness, in your playfulness. You cannot allow yourself to be totally open. Like that's what the man does. The man is like this. When you have a man with you, he acts as this protective field. You can shine more. You can be more relaxed when he is around. He acts as the protector also, right? So the glow up can come when you have someone who can literally be that container for you, right? He respects you. He loves the way you look, the way you walk down the street, right? He is proud of you. He adores everything about you. And that is seen in you, right? People can see in you how your man treats you. Like the glow up of a Libra woman is a testimony of how the man treats her. Right? That's what I feel like here. If you have a glow up, if you feel like you can be your vibrant feminine fire, your vibrant feminine flame, right? That you can show this, like spread your wings here, right? And just be gorgeous, right? It's because your man treats you in a certain way. Or woman, maybe. I don't know, but you know, it's because I get very like feminine Libra here. Like that's what I feel like. Feminine Libra. And of course you're ruled by Venus, so there's a femininity here. But that is, I believe this is very important, right? Even if a man is a Libra ruled by Venus, you could say you could be a man with a sense of feminine touch to you. And you may have a woman, a wife, who is more orderly. Maybe it's a more a masculine, you could say, a masculine sign that they have, you know, they are into the finances. They take care of many practical stuff, maybe, right? Maybe you are more of an artist, or you have a different, you could say, a different vibe to you. You still have to find a partner who is able to then be this container, even as a man, right? To allow you to have your own, you could say, your own creative process going on, perhaps. So if you find a partner, so not gender specific here, right? But if you find a partner that can see that value, that can see what you are, And the way they treat you, it will show if you glow up. If you glow up, you have the right partner. If you feel energized, if you feel wonderful, if you feel amazing, it's because your partner treats you in a way that supports you, that gets the best out of you, right? That allows you to flow freely in your Venus energy. And Venus can be a bit, well, Venus is, it's usually it can be transformative. Sometimes it's not even in form. You can be an artist having a process. You haven't finished the painting yet. You haven't finished your it's still in the process of being figured out, perhaps, right? It's still in the making, like a baby. Like when the woman is building a baby, you could say, she is in a process of molding and shifting, and it's not quite there yet. It has stages. And eventually it's ready, right? But it takes a while, and that process, no matter what it is, if it's a creative process, if it's a growth process, if it's an evolutionary process, it's feminine. So maybe the glow up here has been a process in itself. Like the ability to light the candle, the ability to activate your life force in you has maybe been a process. Needing the right environment, the right container, the right support, the right adoration, or the right communication, right? Needing the right environment, maybe. Again, the sense of container, right? Needing the right family, the right environment, the right support, the right, group of people around you, maybe here is vital for your glow here, Libra. And having the ability to be lit, stay lit, like a candle staying lit, showing your light, showing your femininity, showing this receptivity, this openness, this laughter, the smile. You have great smiles, like you have angelic smiles, Libra, right? Beautiful teeth, beautiful smiles. Like a smiling Libra is like looking at an angel. Like this, it's so gorgeous, so blissful and so gorgeous. And you being able to smile those smiles, right? To love the people, because that's what you do when you glow up. You are a walking love entity. People can feel it, right? It's so beautiful here, and it's such a shame when it shuts down and it closes itself again. Right? We really need all of the zodiacs to be much more their own core, like aligned with that core, and having the ability to trust that it's all right. Being brave to show it, right? Fire here, being brave to stand in that, in this is me, right? This is who I am. And this is what I need to be who I am. And the one who will come in here for you, he will see that. He will value all that you are. He will not be able to not to. And he can do two things. He can try to keep it that way. If he adores it, he will try to keep it that way, or he can shut it down if he doesn't care. And that's why the right person is so important here for you, for anyone, I think, but you representing Venus and close relationship, romantic, long-lasting relationship, that is Libra, right? The 7th house is about marriage, long-lasting relationship, the real love. It says here emotional connection, the power of love, deep emotional connection. Make choices from your heart. That is the truest form of love you can have. But you see, the love, this kind of love is not the outer opposite. It's more of a more centered, harmonized sense of love. It's not a power dynamic. I get it, like these are it's very seductive energies out here, but sometimes the fall of it, like the high highs can come with low lows, because the driver behind those is not love. It's power. It's sexual attraction. It's fire. And this is fire as well. It's just figure out the right fire. Figure out the right fire. You figure out what that is. I can't tell you that, right? But I try to read the energies here for you. Okay, let's have a look at the next card here. It says door to spirit. Yeah, okay, interesting. Okay, now I will touch on something else here that has recently kind of gotten to my attention here. It's like, what opens the door to spirit here? What opens the door to maybe your glow up actually is aligning with the door to spirit. You know, the door to spirit, I believe, is when you have an open door to spirit, it means that you have a way of communicating with the highest version of yourself. You could say your inner God voice, or your inner Jesus voice, or your inner, I don't know, another maybe deity that you feel more connected with. But it's like having that voice in you that guides you. If we get out of tune with that inner voice, I believe we are born with that. We are born with that voice. But you know, then we grow and we experience stuff. And sometimes we are loved, we are in loving connections, and maybe the door is open. Sometimes we are in abusive situations, and sometimes the door can close here. Or slowly but surely it closes down, because you have to protect yourself from whatever environment you're in. Again, I get environment here. I get what is around you. Does it support you? Like the glow up here, I believe it comes with that environment. What are you surrounded with here? What surrounds you that actually characterizes true love? And here I'm going to touch about something that maybe all of you don't like, but I will say it anyway. Like recently I've gone through my own process of like these ideas of like spirit. Spirit is something that we recognize as it has not necessarily a form. It's not like a person. A person you can touch, right? But spirit is characterized with being something else. I did a reading for Scorpio. The last one I did for Scorpio is about the non-form. Like, what is the qualities of non-form? You can maybe look that up. What can be found in non-form? Because non-form is very, very powerful, actually. everything that has to do with religion we have here. Like the idea of the deity, the idea of the non-form greatness of the deity, of God, of Jesus, of the God light, the God love, the God power, you could say. It is in non-form. Maybe have a look at the Scorpio reading I did. There is a lot, because think about how many people around the world that belong to a religious group. And why do they do that? Like, why do they? It's because there's something to be found there. There's a sense of comfort there. There's a sense of, because, I believe all religious scriptures may have some kind of definition of what this God is. But you can make a little bit of this your own. If you try to tune in on God, or source, or creator, or whatever you want to call it, another deity name, Krishna, Muhammad, Buddha, whatever you want to call it, when you try to tune in on that energy, it has a certain quality to it. There's something to be found there. And for some people, it means that you belong to a church. You go to a church. There's a scripture here. And sometimes there are even, like a recipe. That in Christianity, there is the 10 Commandments. That if you live by these standards, you can have a better access with spirit here. You keep your door open, you could say, to spirit, your own God voice. If you live by certain, it says commandments. Commandments can come across as a bit like, this is an order. You have to do this. And in Christianity and the Catholic Church, there's a distinction here, a very strict distinction that says if you are not complying with them, you are a sinner. Right? So this is a strong, you could say, there's a strong message here. But if you, and depending on what kind of, I don't know if you are connected with some kind of religious belief here. It's just, let's say you never grew up with this kind of narrative. Maybe you grew up with Buddhism. Like in Buddhism, there is not like there is no such sharp a narrative about the idea of sinners. So it depends again on the environment. Like maybe you grew up in an environment with a strong religious belief and scripture and commandments and the sinner concept. That kind of narrative. You became a part of that. You identified with that. This was your group. This was the environment you were in, with very strict distinctions between good or bad. Then this becomes your narrative. This becomes this can even define what kind of partner you get with, what kind of partner you end up with, and what kind of narrative may have been in your, let's say you met someone at church. The definition of the man and woman in the Catholic understanding is maybe different than it is in Buddhism. So let's say you had an upbringing with Buddhism. That became your narrative. This became now your belief. This was how you saw yourself in society. The regulations or the narrative here became now your guiding, you could say, advice for life. This became your community. This became the environment. This was where you found maybe a partner. This was maybe here the values, your world values were established from this place. Do you get my point of this, that when we look for a partner, it depends on the narrative that you were raised with, that was your community, your society values even. What was valued here? What was suggested as being good or bad? When were you a good or a bad person? And over here, maybe, when were you a good or a bad person here? Customs, the way you were brought up, the things to say, the right things to say, the wrong things to say. It all depends on the narrative there. But if you look at it that strictly, it's almost inevitable also to think that this cannot fit every person. That you can come from the same village and you can be raised with the same beliefs, but it doesn't mean that you are the same kind of people underneath everything. You have different temper. You have different needs. You have different ideas about the world. Or maybe it's a bit, maybe it becomes hidden. It becomes shadowy. If you can express yourself freely. Somehow I get the feeling there's something again about environment here. What kind of environment? Did you feel you were loved? Were you supported? Were you encouraged to pursue your wildest dreams, your biggest flame, right? To have your biggest glow up. When you are surrounded with people that support you, you have the glow up. And when the glow up is there, this is where spirit, like the door opens. You align with more happiness, more joy here, more laughter, more fun, more lightheartedness. Life becomes easier. It feels safer, right? It feels that you are in a good place when you are surrounded with something or someone where you feel this heart coherence, right? You are on the same wavelength here. It's not a power struggle. You're not in a fight. When you are in a fight, when you feel unhappy, when you feel unappreciated, when you are, the door closes because you have to armor yourself more. You have to be more protective. You have to be on guard. And when you are on guard, you naturally close your doors. And this is where the door to spirit also closes, because you can feel free. You can feel free in your expression. Here I get a feeling of like a glow up, like the sense that you can feel free in your expression, that you are somehow, the things that contain you is loving. It's truly loving and caring. It adores you, right? It wants you to stay glowed up. It loves your glow. It wants to support that you glow, right? And when you glow, the spirit here, the door to spirit is open, because here you are free. Here you are open. Here you are receptive. Here you can hear spirit. Like again, the commandments, I see the commandments as, it's not like you are a sinner. We're not supposed to take the commandments personally. It has nothing to do with you personally. It's a vibration. It's a frequency. It's like if you tune your radio right, you can hear spirit here. When you tune your body as an antenna, your heart connection as an antenna right, you can hear spirit. You will open. The commandments is like an advice. You have free choice. You can do whatever you want. You can follow them or you can don't. You can not. But what I get from this and my personal experience is that the more and more you tune away from what we can call the commandments, the more miserable you get, because the door closes here. The door closes to your own God voice. You can't hear it. You can't tune into it. I believe scapegoats live very misaligned from this. The environment is toxic. It suffocates them. They have to hide and protect and build enormous walls around themselves. These walls act as blockers of the antenna. You can't hear it. You are miserable, you're sad, you're unsupported. That's what it is. It's nothing personal. It just means that you are in an environment that is so toxic to your God voice. So get out and find places, people, situations where you can relax more, where your body relaxes more, where you feel more supported, generally contained in a beautiful, caring, loving way that is, it wants you to glow. It wants you to light up this beautiful Venusian energy of yours. When you have that glow up, this opens. It opens again. It's like, I believe that the God voice in around us from the universe, the sound of the universe, it's always open. It keeps sending the same vibe, like one telepathic brain to us. It keeps sending the vibe. It's always there. We are the ones that close the door by the choices we make. By the choices we make to pollute our container, our body. It's what we eat. It's the energy that we are surrounding ourselves with. It's the people we surround ourselves with. It's the media. It's the stories. It's the narrative. It's the pain. It's the sense of loss. It's the same. That vibration, if we surround ourselves constantly with that kind of vibration, we become it. So when children grow up in very toxic environments, they become that. And they have to cleanse themselves. They have to shed all of this stuff out of their life to eventually find environments that are truly theirs. Maybe you need to change church. Like maybe you literally have to deprogram your brain and allow another programming to take place. You have to rewire your brain. I've said this from the get-go of my start on the channel, that this is about changing our belief system. If you feel unhappy, if you feel the door is closed, you have no guidance, no compass, if you feel that you have been in a hamster wheel of repeating certain cycles, it's like there's something in you that wants to solve it. You have to be exposed enough to this hamster wheel cycle of highs and lows that eventually it's like you get crazy there. Then maybe you start to think that there's something wrong. My approach to this is wrong. I end up in the same cycle again and again and again. My approach is wrong. I end up with the same kind of men or women. I end up in the same kind of situation with highs and lows. I never seem to find this balanced, good, long-lasting relationship. It's because your approach is wrong. For some reason, I feel like someone here has figured this out. Someone has figured this out. Maybe you have been really looking into this. What is love really? What is it about? We know that love is patient, it's kind. It would never force things upon you. It's not angry with you. It's not forceful. It's not domineering. It's not It wouldn't never ever put you in a situation that you cannot get out of. Then, if you are in a situation like that, an abusive relationship, it has nothing to do with love. It's power. It's a power struggle. It's that someone is leading and someone is submissive. It's not equalized. It's not an equal give and take. It has nothing, it's a power thing. There's no love there. If there was love there, you would glow. You would glow in it. This is the reminder, right? This is the advice. You have to glow. And not only in, like the cross phase. You have to be able to continue to glow. If you have a partner like that, you will continuously glowing here. You will continue to glow. And be able to flow as you are. Because they are here. They act as that container for you. They act as this, you could say, shield or this protector where you can have your transformative form going on. This is where you can grow and mature and build or develop something. You can have your fantasies, everything that is non-form. Again, the non-form has a sense of power here. When Spirit comes in and guides you to go somewhere, to follow a lead, to be a healer, perhaps, if you are a great healer here, the container acts as the supportive system of your healer abilities. Where Spirit comes in, you sit in this healing space, calling in these powers, and you send them to these clients of yours. That would be the glow up, right? This is where you have the right environment is there. It supports your natural inbuilt empress here, whatever that is for you. Maybe you're a healer, maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a mother here. Like maybe the Venusian energy is the mother, that you can be this ultra beautiful motherly energy and stand in that, owning it. This is my nature, right? And the one that stands around you, they adore it, like they love it. They see how you thrive here, how you glow up, they love that flame of yours. And they will do anything they can to protect that flame, to keep it glowing, to make it become its best possible version. This is the love you seek, right? This is the one who can do that. When that happens, when you have this, I feel it's here, actually. I actually feel it's here. It is a center card. It's on your mind or it's here. Or as when you see the front picture of my reading, I have like the God embrace hands and the divine timing clock in the middle, that it's on its way. It's a manifestation that you're trying to, you're trying to manifest it perhaps here, right? The right lover to make the right containment for you, to keep you glowing here, to have that open access to your higher self, spirit guidance, ancestral guidance, healing, light, clear healing light here. This is like the recipe, right? You need the right environment. Let's have a look at this. This was, what kind of card was this? It was this one. So at the bottom of the deck, for the door to spirit here, I have happy family. You see how this go together. You have to find the right, like these are the drivers, right? The right partner will give you the happy family. If you have happy family, you glow up here. Everything opens. You are in a natural receptive state of your beautiful glow up. when everything is happy here, when you are in like a perfect connection of true love and support, your children will thrive here. Finding that, again, it has nothing to do with looks. It has nothing to do with these superficialities. This is about a heart coherence. This is so much deeper than what most relationships are based on today. We are unaware. We act of a subconscious, shadowy stuff, and we take things very personally. This is an energy alignment. It's actually physics. You have to align with the right energy. It's a physics thing. Well, of course, you can believe that God is like a person in the sky somewhere. For me, it's not. It's like a big energy source, a vibrational source that keeps beaming its love light to us. But we can shut the door depending on the life we live, the priorities we make, how we pollute ourselves. What do we let in to destroy or distract or even kill this voice, our own God voice? I believe every zodiac sign has a sense of something quite precious in there. And this precious must never, ever, ever be overruled. Never, ever, ever be killed. It's a sense of a particular life force. And you will fight for it. You will defend it. You will do anything to keep this door open. It's vital to your sense of being connected with yourself. If this closes, you feel rootless. You feel without a compass. You feel like you are a bit like a zombie. That you are living, you are here and you interact, but it's not real. Or it's like a simulation of some kind. It doesn't feel like you have real purpose, or you know the real purpose. You don't feel like it's clear to you, like the compass is not there. And this can happen if you grow up in very toxic environment, where you don't get to have a voice of your own, right? Narcissistic homes, homes where there is addictions or alcohol, drugs, things like that, where the children are not prioritized. They usually just become a kind of tool, a tool for the parents, and the parents own them, right? They become a tool that the parents can direct in whatever direction they want to send them. And they have a mind control over them somehow. Then there is a lack of this feeling of like your own voice. But here it feels like someone has figured something out here. That the glow up and the door to my God voice, my sense of my channel to like the God vibration, that I can pick it up, my personal one, right? Figuring out what that is. It all comes with the environment, the one that can be this perfect, beautiful container of yours, so that you can have this sense of peace and happiness and joy and laughter and freedom and tolerance and everything here. Respect, Respect among the grown-ups, respect among and acceptance of the individuality of your individual zodiacs or individual combination. That there's room for all, right? That is a sense of tolerance, a sense of like respect and acceptance within the group, you could say. And having that is, when you feel that safety and this Again, they touch hands here. They hold each other's hands. They are still connected, even though they are individual beings here, right? They're still truly connected, and they appreciate each other's differences. Like they see the value of each and every one. And when that happens, it can open a door here. Then the God voice is there. Each of you can stand with each individual God voice. This is where the compass returns, right? This is where you get a sense of purpose or direction. And there is a respect and tolerance about that, of who you are, your individual temperament, your individual core source voice, right? This is where the glow up comes. This is where the door opens to spirit, where you feel, maybe this can even talk about maybe a sense of feeling very prosperous, maybe feeling abundant, like how lucky I am, or how happy I am. Look at the person here in my life, my true love here. Look at the family. Look at what we have, how fortunate we are. It's a feeling of being abundant. Maybe not in a monetary way, but in so many other ways. This is where, again, the rainbow is here. This is where the magic is. This is where you feel that your life is literally magical. This is where the bliss comes in. The grace, everything that you could ever want. It all has to do with the right environment, the right protector, the right, being the one that you truly have heart coherence with. This is not about looks. It's not about, the fitness six-pack, or the right makeup, or it has nothing to do with that. Here we have, it says sacred action, decisive focus. So again, this links very much with door to spirit here, right? That when you feel your God voice coming in, it's calling you maybe to a new beginning here, taking action on sacred action. Action, yes, but sacred action. Something that is truly in alignment with your God voice, that this precious thing in you that never ever must close, that door must never ever close, right? We would fight for that. It's important to keep it alive and keep it ours also, that this has to be ours to control, ours to develop, ours to grow, ours to nurture, ours to connect with. Because when you do, you will be called to this sacred action. This now becomes Dharma. It becomes a life goal, a life mission here. Let's have the bottom of the deck for this card also here. It says here soul radiance here. Yeah, and this is the driver, soul radiance. Soul radiance is, look at what I talked about, the glow up, right? The glow up, soul radiance is a glow up. This is where you are totally in tune with what your soul is guiding you to do. The soul has to do with spirit. It has to do with sacred action here. Why you are here? What's your mission? Why are you here? Why are you here, right? This is the soul radiance. This is soul connection. The door to spirit is door to soul here. And it comes with a radiance. This is a Phoenix Rising card. Phoenix Rising suggests that it has been falling or folding or fawning, right? A Phoenix Rising suggests that at one point this beautiful phoenix had fawned or fallen or was hidden or forgotten or somehow something happened to this. Otherwise, it doesn't need to rise. Right? When it's rising, it's because it's trying to overcome something. We say that the phoenix rising takes a while. It's a Godspeed. Well, it's like an energy that can start from the root chakra, where the most trauma may be, and needing to work its way up through the different chakras from the root to the top. And in the beginning, it's a slow process, because usually when a phoenix has been falling or fawning or folding, it is in a low vibrational state. It cannot be fast. It has to be a bit slow. This is where you start peeling off the layers. This is where you start to detox yourself from something, some kind of environment that has really been like disrupting your energy. The more you peel off the layers, a little more quicker it goes. And in the beginning, it will be a bit like 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, and so on. It will be a sense of like, I try to move forward, and then I feel like I'm thrown back again. And then I have to try again. And that's what we say about the phoenix rising, that usually it has to try again and again and again. Eventually, you get over the 3 lower chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. These are the most difficult ones. When you get to this and you get even to your heart chakra, now there can be a lot of emotional stuff that is coming up as a new layer. But it will be different. And the more you cleanse this, the more this opens. And because when you cleanse, you will figure out that the environment you have been in was not supportive. And this is where you are called to action, right? You're called to action to align yourself with something that is much more in alignment with your soul radiance. Like I see the similarity between these two here, how they stand. Like how her hands act as wings here, and how she radiates. I said this glow up, like it's like a soul glow up. I feel like that people can see your soul here. They can see this phoenix that has been rising to its full potential here. That's how important environment is. We say that it takes a whole village to raise a child, but which village? Is it a supportive one, right? Are you surrounded by something that literally can make you glow and stand in your full soul power radiance? I get glow up here, and it makes sense with, this has been the driver for the sacred action here. So what you want to do now here is like a result of a process of rising your Venus, or Venus maybe, Phoenix. Rising your Phoenix Venus, you could say, to stand in this glow up, that people can see this. You can feel it also, because now you can hear it. You can hear the voice. You have that compass, and you will be called to a sacred action here, to take some kind of action. And the one who is around you here loves this. Like they adore what it is that you're doing. As I said, maybe you are a healer here. Maybe you become this amazing healer, or this creative artist, or a musician or something. And the one you have here surrounding you, creating this container for you, they adore this about you. That is why you can shine. The environment is extremely important to children when they grow up. So we have a responsibility as parents. We have a responsibility as, you could say, any person, whether you are a parent or not, that the partner, the environment you are in, make sure that that it supports you. There's an environment for everyone out there. That's the complex thing about Earth. There has to be an environment for everyone. Every combination of us requires some kind of environment. That's why it's so diverse. And that's why we sometimes get lost, right? Because we think we are in the right place, but we are actually not. It is out there. Maybe it's in nature. Maybe it's, as I said in the beginning, maybe it's an environment with animals. Maybe that is your heaven, right? Maybe that is your sacred calling here. Maybe you find that special connection in the animal realm or in the nature realm. As a shaman, maybe, with spirit, right? I don't know what this is for you. It's just, it's profound, and it's a glow up here. It's a glow up of, and again, I get Empress energy here. It's a glow up of magnetism, of like this beautiful feminine Venusian motherly or healing energy perhaps here. And it's like it's your soul that is the soul is showing itself now. And maybe it hasn't been before, right? Maybe people couldn't, and you are much more strong here because you can hear the voice. The door has opened. You can hear what it is you are, what you are. You can feel what you are. You can hear it, you can taste it, you can visualize it maybe, you can even see it, what you are here, what your soul is. And your soul is starting to glow here. That's your life force, right? It starts to glow in you in a different way. Maybe you will have people, they look at you differently. Maybe you will get attention or help, maybe. I get Empress energy here, which is a very receptive energy. So maybe help is coming in. Maybe more is given, or more is, because they can feel that energy of yours, right? They can feel this glow up. It's like a glow up, or maybe success. I don't know. Maybe it's a sense of freedom. Maybe again, look at it's like maybe freeing this bird here, right? The sense of being free again, or aligned again. You will feel this strongly, like you will be able to feel when this happens. When you have this clear sense of open doors and free flow of something. And it's going to call you to some kind of action. A gift of passion, opportunity here. Suddenly you may know, suddenly you will feel inspired to motivated to take some kind of action. Suddenly that there is this chance of doing something very amazing that is truly in alignment with your soul purpose here. What your soul is, right? This is especially important if you have felt like you had no compass, like you didn't know, and you just saw yourself ending up in these like never-ending occupying, and you could say when it's occupying you, it's because it spins in your mind. It plays with your heart, but it's not loving, right? It's not kind. There's no kindness here. This environment is kind. It's supportive. It's genuine. It really wants you to succeed. It wants to see you as your best potential ever emerging from you. That's how this is. So you will know if you come from an environment like this. If you don't, this is the best advice I can give you. And remember a divine timing here. Like this is something, aligning with this kind of energy may take a while, especially if you are still as a phoenix working your way through the lower chakras. Don't give up. Don't give up on your precious here. Don't give up on this maybe voice of yours. Even if you don't know what your passion is, even if you don't know what you're fighting for, at least you're fighting for yourself. Maybe your passion is you. Maybe it's important in this world to keep you alive, your soul, because you have something special here to offer, right? So even if you don't know what your passion is, maybe your passion is you, right? To keep that light of yours burning, that it can never be distinct. That would be a devastation for you, right? That's how I feel every zodiac sign has this. Like if my light, if my life force is distinguished, it's a devastation for me personally, but maybe even also for Earth, because I have something to do here. I am something here. I'm a piece of the puzzle. I belong. Like I'm a piece of a bigger puzzle of oneness, you could say. I'm an atom. I'm an important atom here. I belong. Right? If I'm not here, my opposite may be feeling it, right? They need me as a counterpart. You know, that there is a bigger balance in play here that we don't even know how complex this is. And that's why it's devastating. Like it's crucial to keep this alive, to keep you alive. The family you're going to get, the children you're going to have, they are vital pieces of energy in this big energy bubble of Earth. It's all a combination of I've said before on my channel, it's like the oneness that people talk about, the sense of being connected with spirit and totally aligned with your purpose, the greater love, the divine love, the oneness. Being here on Earth feels a little bit like all the puzzle pieces or atoms of oneness has split up in pieces. So here on Earth, it's like I am one piece of this very complex oneness. You are one piece. Everyone else is a piece of it, an atom. And some atoms have magnetism with each other. Some don't. They repel each other. That's the physics of it. It's like I'm an atom, just one tiny atom. We have billions on this earth, and all intertwine in one big complex system with each other. It's important to keep mine alive. I have something to do here. I am an opposite of someone else. Right? This opposition, or this yin and yang, you could say, is important to keep it balanced at all times. The children that come in replace some of those that go out. There has to be a sense of yin and yang on Earth existing, even though we are split from each other. That's why we all feel split, right? We all feel that we have to seek this other person. We all are looking for this other balancing force. It's like we are half of something that is always in a constant intertwining enmeshment, or you could say with other energies. We just have to find the right ones to fulfill, maybe you could say, a sense of purpose here on Earth, or the sense of having a plan the sense of being in service, or, having a goal in life, or whatever you want to call it. And again, Libra, you being the scales, you being the yin and yang, you could say, the black and white, the outer opposites here. You can have a vital factor in this. Right? The more you stay on the outer sides here, the more misaligned you are with your harmonized self, with your rising here, the Phoenix rising. Maybe you are Venus rising, I don't know, but I would say probably you are Libra Sun when you look at this, but all personal planets. If you are Libra Moon, Libra Mars, Libra Venus, Libra Mercury, or Libra rising, I believe this can be significant for you. If you have always struggled with something like weight, like your body weight, feeling overweight or something, it's because you are out of alignment. You're seeking these outer polarities, which I believe is one of your greatest life lessons. To seek to get to a point where you seek more balanced. It's not maybe, it's not the highest high, but it's definitely also not the lowest low. Like, you can have a more balanced, more long-term, more kind experience here, where the outer alignments here, they are it's drama. This is peace that is regulating the balanced version. Out here we have drama queens. We have the drama addicts out here. And drama is chaos. Drama is you would say it can be anything. It can be anything that is chaotic or unsafe, or it's maybe violent. As I said, there could be addictions here. It's an unsafe life. There's turmoil. There's conflict. So realize, if you are a drama addict, and if you are, and you come from toxic environments, that's the reason you were brought up in this. This became your normal. But it's not where you find peace. You find your peace and harmony in maybe your opposite. Like an opposite environment. But that environment may feel quite unfamiliar. It doesn't feel safe. It feels strange and weird. And it takes a while for you to align yourself with that, if you want to. So the divine timing is here. The aspect of the Phoenix rising, trying again and again to overcome something. This is not uncommon if you have to change, like if you really are seeking the true love here. If that is truly what you want and you are ready for it, it also takes for you to be ready for it. You can't enter into or expect to enter into an environment like this and still having resentment in your heart, grief in your heart. Like the person would feel that, they would know. You won't be able to open. Like you have to heal those things. Overcome some of those things before you are actually also aligning with this frequency. It's not just that that this other frequency can align with you because you want it. You also have to align with it. You have to become that vibration. Then it's there for you. It will be there for you. It will be available. You will be able to hear it. It's right there. You will be able to open the door effortlessly. But until that point, the door is closed. This is what I have. So now I take one more card on the Ace of Gabriel here. I get the Sun card, which is definitely a glow up, right? The Sun is the Sun can talk about success. It can talk about peaking. It can talk about, like the ultimate. Well, glow up, maybe it's about, spotlight. Maybe it's about fame here. Like the Sun is Leo energy. Leo energy is usually like, it likes the spotlight. It likes to stand there. It likes to, and again, I believe the Venusian energy does that too. It likes to be adored. It likes to be seen. It likes to be, maybe this is a performer. Like maybe you become a performer, a singer or something here, standing on a stage. There's spotlight on you, like, like this can be like this, like a light that shines on you, like you stand on a stage, right? You stand on a stage and the light shines on you. There could be a sense of maybe recognition that maybe people see you, like maybe you, I don't know, maybe this is about, I don't know, becoming famous. Like the spotlight, the fame, having a breakthrough as an artist, maybe, something like that. The Sun, like the Sun is the most happy, joyous, ultimate card of maybe fun and laughter and lightheartedness and easy life and glow up and maybe fame, spotlight, even power, I want to say, having your power back, maybe feeling strength again. The Sun is also maybe strength, maybe vitality, health, a vibrancy coming back. Because something is containing something here. And they love it, like they love this in you. Like they love this glow up. They would do anything they can to make you stay like this. To make you stay lit, you could say. To make you stay, I have to say Venusian, like, or feminine here. Like this is feminine life. Well, this is, normally this would be masculine, but what I think here is that this is what the world may start to do, right? You start to show some of your soul radiance here. And this is how the world reacts to it. Like they react with the glow up. Like they react with maybe, I don't know, success, right? What you see, whatever you're doing here, it becomes an attention. As I said, it's like a glow up. It's like you beam out this vibrancy, this special light of yours. And it can be seen, I think. It can be seen in what it is you're trying to do, what it is maybe the way you speak, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. It's seen, maybe it's a different kind of strength, backbone, confidence to go out there and show everyone who I am. Because someone is saying, yes, you are marvelous. I support you. I have your back. I'm right here. Right? I see the light in you. I see what it is you're trying to do. I find this idea perfect. This is wonderful. Go and do it, right? That is the support here. This is a marvelous, beautiful reading, Libra. I really want to say that. You are called to sacred action. You are called to and having a decisive focus on something. Letting that soul radiant like start to shine from you. Again, there's this sense of beam around you, you know, around what it is that you are trying to do here. And again, you know, it's like there could be a sense of like a guardian angel around you, protecting you, having this this sense of, you know, containment, right? That you are contained in your sacred action. That something is here to help you. And again, it can be a person, but it could also be, I don't know, a spirit maybe, something, maybe it literally has to do with animals, you know, something like that. That it can be a person, but it's about the environment, right? It's about the connection. You can feel the love from them. You can feel the support. You can feel the applause, right? You can feel how they cheer for you. That is the environment you need. The smiles when you come in the door, right? The hugs you get, it's all there. That's the environment that you need to have this perfect glow up, right? And stand in your truest, I really feel like truest light here. Like the soul radiance here, right? It's the radiance from your soul is this, it's like a flame. A special, beautiful Libra Venusian flame. And only you have that one. Only Libras do. That's why it's important to protect it and keep it alive and keep it healthy and sound and strong and you could say powerful, right? That the flame is intact and not dimmed, right? That's what I feel like here. Owning it. Like you are special, Libra. Every zodiac is, but you are special with you have a very special glow. And it's needed and important here on Earth. That's what I feel like. Another card I get here is cornucopia, right? It's the same thing. This is the Phoenix rising. This is the paradise, Eden. This is the glow up. This is the success. This is where you have everything you could ever want. This is the boost, right? This is the boost of life force, the boost of life, of abundance, of clarity, of feeling, having solid roots, support, maybe followers, maybe someone cheering, loving you. And that is the cornucopia. That is the feeling of paradise. That is the safe haven. This is the most beautiful place. I talked a little bit about it was called the most beautiful one or something like that. Was it Taurus energy, I think. The most beautiful one. Maybe there is something with Taurus energy here. Doesn't have to be at all. Taurus also talks about, you could say, it's about, second house is about safety, security. It's about, you could say, the feeling of having worth, being worthy and having self-worth, being worth something. And therefore it also sometimes links with money. Typically the money we have links with the self-worth we have. And the self-worth dictates the money level that we can have. So when you grow your confidence and your self-worth, typically you also align yourself with jobs or opportunities that are more prosperous. So worth and second house, safety, security. Again, are you in an environment that supports you, that gives you safety, that gives you security, that gives you sense of protection? Or are you in a very toxic, lonely, you could say environment where you feel a lot of pressure on you? Then it's difficult to manifest this. But if you are on your way to this, just keep manifesting, keeping the vibes up, keep you could say choosing environments that are right or that feel supportive for you. Partners, friends, or whatever this is, maybe even an animal, even an environment with maybe animal or nature or something, that as long as it feels nurturing and accepting and respectful, and it has patience with you, it again allow this divine timing to honor yourself, honor your process and the journey you go through. But this is like a breakthrough thing, I think. This is like a manifestation you want to have, or you are trying to manifest. And I think a key factor for this is the environment, the people around you, the partner you choose. It defines the family, the roots that everything is built upon. What are those roots, right, for you? What is that? What would you like it to be? Reciprocity, kindness, care, patience, tolerance, love, nurture, availability, time, that there are some of these characteristics, and you can put even further characteristics on it, right? But define what that is. Become very aware of your personal needs. And then also know that someone else is going also to have needs that they would like to have met from you. One of those is maybe to see you thrive, like to see you happy. If that could be one of their main goals, to make you happy, find a partner like that. Right? Then the happy family can be a thing here. Then cornucopia, or you would say Eden, you could have paradise on earth. But we may need to, these superficial things. There can be some of these superficial things that are actually blocking this. That is blocking it. And one more card for the sacred action. And I get 4 of Earth reversed here. So 4 of Earth reversed, 4 of Earth upright talks about a bit of a lack mentality, scarcity, a mindset, holding on to your coin and not knowing what is coming, needing to feel safe. This can be a sense that you feel a bit unprotected. So I have to hold on to what I have. I can't relax here. I sit a bit tight on my money. Not feeling you have enough or you are enough. again, it can link with Taurus energy of not feeling enough, not being enough, and therefore, I said the money typically aligns with your sense of confidence, and when you grow that confidence, and I did say confidence about this card also, that it is fire. It's about as feeling that you have what it takes to go and get what it is that you want, to put something into motion, to stand up for to maybe be this performer that actually gets on the stage, right, for the first time, where maybe you felt you were not good enough before. This is now reversed, which is a good thing, right? Because it says that it says something about trusting in this new thing, this new sacred action. That the new sacred action is also about overcoming certain fears. It's about leaving that in the past, trusting that this divine sacred action you are about to maybe embark on, that you are safe there. You will be embraced there. As I said, the environment here is extremely important. It feels like this safe, like a protective shield or something, right? And this is what this card kind of challenges it. It challenges this idea of needing to trust in the divine, needing to trust in the divine speed also, that you are aligning yourself more and more with something, and eventually it just becomes almost natural. Things you have been fearing before is not something you fear now. You feel like you just have to do it. You feel like that's what this is, right? But when this comes in, when this kicks in, it's almost like it's the most natural thing in the world. But you have been so far away from it that you never thought about it. It may have never ever occurred to you, right? That this is maybe what you should do, or this is what you could be doing. And when you start doing it, it's just such a relief. This is where you shine. This is where you glow up when you do this. Maybe you've never done it before. Maybe it's an old hobby. I said that also in the beginning. Maybe you rekindle something from the past that actually made you feel very happy. Maybe you had a strong connection with animals as a child, right? And when you do this again, it glows you up entirely, right? That is your, and maybe we have this card with an animal here for a reason, right? That there's a reason for that. That the glow up, your phoenix is, phoenix is said to be a bird, right? Maybe you do have, and you are an air sign, Libra, right? Maybe there is something birdish in you. Maybe there is a sense of bird. Maybe you have a special connection with birds. She has wings here as well, right? Maybe there's something special with birds, or an animal spirit or something that could help you here. This is about flying, levitating. This is about growing wings. This and flying, taking off. The phoenix is about that. Cornucopia could be the feeling of heaven, right? Up there somehow in the sky, right? Like getting heaven to earth, retrieving that from, and you cannot do that by, that would probably require spirit, right? To get something from up there down here, to manifest that, it means that your mind, the crown chakra here, purple color, that the crown chakra aligns with like this truest love. We say air energy always connects somehow with the mind, how the mind thinks. And this is like the antenna. Your mind is like, and heart is like an antenna for frequency, what it tunes into. And that's what I feel like with spirit. It's like you can have a life that supports more of this. And yes, in religion, there would be certain, it's like a recipe. If you follow this recipe, you should have a better chance of hearing spirit here. I don't think, it's not about punishment. It's not about all this, I don't think so. Like, I know religion dictates that, right? Then we have to seek forgiveness, and we need to remorse. We have to like sit in this humble state of asking for mercy and all that. I don't think so. Well, you can do it, of course, but I think it's more of like a, I don't know, maybe it's part of the road. And maybe the remorse is actually something about realizing how bad you somehow have treated yourself. How bad situations you've been in. So the remorse is maybe, about your own process of relieving yourself from certain things that were very toxic, and blocking. It blocks this voice here. So trusting in that the divine knows. Your soul knows here where it's going. Right? So we can trust in that. Overcoming any fear, right? Not needing to hold so tight on to everything. Relaxing more. Having more. Again, when you are dealing with the drama out here, this is where you can be threatened. Your pure existence can be threatened. Your livelihood can be threatened. Your sense of safety, security within the home can be threatened. This is where we can feel this from time to time, right? When you harmonize more, this disappears. Like this idea of needing to hold on to, I don't know what I get, I know what I have, I don't know what I get, right? We don't need that as much. We can slowly but surely, just letting it, and look at this. If you have a glow up like that with strength and everything, you don't have to be frightened, right? You don't have to be scared or scarce. Like, with this comes security. You have everything you need here. Food, money, sunshine here. If you can see, the sun is coming in here, right? The sun is coming in here. The sun is coming in, lightening up your day. You have everything you need. There's fruit. There are gold here. There are beautiful garden. Everything. Harvest, butterfly, beauty, lightness, peace. There are no enemies here. It's a peaceful, kind place here. So therefore, your sense of needing to protect yourself and hold on to everything you have, it can just be released. You can let it go. There are no predators out there. There are no predators here. This is fifth dimensional energy. The one you have here is like unconditional love. This is the true person. Unless they act out of shadow, but with these cards, no. I think this is an aligned, beautiful love connection. These are way too good. It's way too good. The glow up, I said, the sacred action, the soul radiance, they're way too good. Way too good. For any kind of shadow to be here. I don't think there are shadows here. Or if there are shadows, they're very small. They don't dictate anything. If anything, they're out in the open. You have talked about this with this one. You have figured out who they are, and they know who you are. Like that is the honest, you could say, contract. That is the honest tie, or the honest bind, the most honest, authentic bind you can have. And it feels right. That is the most important thing. It feels right. And it's not just, as you know, from the cross phase that lasts for a certain amount of time and then everything changes. This is like, it stays, right? It stays. So interesting here. So I get the Lovers here. I wanted just a little card on that person or this energy maybe. Then I get Call here. Maybe you will have a call. Someone calling you, literally. Maybe someone from the past. I said Mercury is retrograding. Maybe someone is coming back. Maybe you hear the call of something. Maybe this is about an epiphany. The call can be, a sense of being woken up to understand something. Maybe I'm the wake-up call. I don't know for you. But the call can be someone calling you. It can be, as my message here maybe, it can be, you are exposed to maybe something you haven't done before. You haven't thought about it before. Again, look at the angels, a call to grow those wings, a call to levitate, a call to free yourself maybe, a call to listen to spirit, or a call to adjust your antenna to something else, right? Yeah, that's what I feel like is here. Maybe you literally get a call from someone. I don't know. But it can be anything. It can be your like an inner core of yours that is calling. Because it's threatened. It can only take a certain amount of pollution in there. Then it's calling you. It's like it's called you. It calls you to action. To change. I said that in the beginning. The flyer cards when I was shuffling was Change Your Life and Angel of Love. Like literally, those were the flyers. And they go perfectly with this message, right? Change your life towards angelic love or true love or unconditional love, whatever you want to call it. Maybe this is a call towards divine love. So we could say a call towards the God voice, as I said, like the true God voice in you. But that is it's still a call back home. It's still a call back to your core, to your precious. Owning that preciousness. Owning that empress in you. Get to know what that is. Defend it. Fight for it. And decide from it. What are you choosing? What are you surrounding yourself with? What do you want to have in your life? Do you want the drama? Do you want the harmony? If you want the harmony, there are certain choices that come with that. Certain responsibilities come with that. You need to take responsibility for your life, for your happiness, for your harmony, for your balance, for your safety maybe. Maybe for your family, to have the happy family. Maybe you need to leave. Maybe you need to walk away from something. Maybe you need a totally different partner, right? That is what these are some of the divine aspects, divine timing aspects that come in. What we want do not necessarily come just overnight, because we have to align with it as well. It's easy to want something better and not do anything about it. Then you probably stay where you are. Why should anything change if you stay the same? If you think the same, stay the same, have the same values, have the same prejudices, have the same tolerance level, have the same or lack of self-worth, why should anything change then? You become the change that you want to see in the world. You become the change in your self-worth and your money correlation. You change your self-worth, you change whom you attract to you. This is what I have for you, Libra. It's a very, very beautiful reading. I want to say there is a divine aspect, a divine timing aspect maybe with this. But I think if you are doing some of this kind of work here, I think you're on the right path. Especially if you know that environment and the people in your life are crucial for your glow up. They're crucial for you to feel safe enough also to glow up. To feel adored enough. To be cherished enough. Your glow up can depend on the man you're with if you're a woman here. If you lack glow up, or if you find yourself being more aggressive and frustrated or whatever, I don't get that though from this reading, but if that is what you feel, bitter and resentful and everything, which can be fire as well, if you have most of that, it has to do with the environment, the people around you. The containment is not satisfactory to you. You cannot relax there. You cannot thrive there. These cards, though, they are so good. So I get glow up here. I get lit and staying lit. It's not a big forest fire here. It's a continuous, beautiful, shining candle. And again, here we have it's not the forest fire, which could be these outer opposites, right? It's the harmonized, beautiful, ongoing flame. Do you see the difference, right? Yeah, this is what I have for you. I hope this helped. But sometimes, like overcoming our ego voice and letting the soul voice, the God's voice here, speak through us, it takes a while, right? Because our ego is quite persistent. It wants to rule everything. So aligning with this higher sense of bliss and cornucopia here, you could say, well, sometimes you need to, you could say, sacrifice some of that ego voice. And the ego voice is driven by, you could say, more self-serving needs. It's driven by quick satisfaction. It's driven sometimes also by drama or chaos. And it will you give a sense of gratification with that behavior. But this is a different scale. Like, this is something quite different. This, in my book, this is Like this is the ultimate sense of paradise on earth. This drama life, ego life, it can't be compared at all. But well, you have free choice what you do. Like to align with their soul purpose here it's like giving a part of yourself up. The ego protector that is usually created in childhood, this is the one that we are battling with, or we are talking to. It doesn't want to give up. It still has certain needs. So there could be a sense of like having this sense of battle, or a sense of needing to shed something. But it's like, I want to say, it's almost like the reward of this is so much bigger. And it's honest and it's authentic. It's not a power game. It's not a play. It's not a show. It's not a mask. It's the exact opposite. And that is also what makes it feel so good. Because it's a free expression of you. Like this is the total you. The total soul expression. There is nothing more authentic than that. If you get to a point like this, and you look back at the drama life you had, like you would never go back there. Never, ever. No matter what your old friends would like from you, or your family expect from you, or whatever, you would never go back there. Like it's waste of time. And feelings. And work and dedication, and it's just waste, right? So this is what I have for you, a very, very beautiful reading here for you, Libra. I commend you if you are doing this work. It's look at this, right? If it hasn't come in and you feel you resonate with this, it's coming if you dedicate yourself to figure out what this voice is, right? And you're willing to do that work of shedding things, purging yourself, and maybe getting yourself out of environments that are literally not for you, right? You can feel it, you can smell it, you can sense it in your body. It's not right for you. The conversation, you can feel it if it's wrong for you. It will take your glow away. It will dim your light. And you will feel unhappy or unsatisfied, unfulfilled. So that is the advice, that this is the thing that you can always go with. That if you feel that you somehow crouch or fawn or something in your energy, and your candle here is almost distinct, that is your warning sign. This is where something is terribly wrong. You have to get out of that, right? And then you can also not hear this one, right? That is the best advice. So this is what I have for you, Libra. I hope this helped, or I don't know, helped. I send you my very best, Libra. Take care of yourself out there. Love and light to you. Bye-bye.